by several leaders across the board, saying that it is only an intervention by the center that could resolve this issue. It has flared up in a manner that it's looking difficult to de-escalate it, also by leaders of both the sides. So clearly, if an intervention by the center, considering these are two states ruled by BJP, and the center has a BJP government in power, so clearly this could be something that could be resolved by the center, and that is the demand which is being made time and again. But we are seeing that the sentiments are running high as far as this particular issue is concerned. We are seeing
it is the opposition in Maharashtra that seems to be that the allegation that is being made is that they are the one who are rabble-rousing on ground near the border areas. But the reactions are sharp because what happened in Karnataka over the last, since the conversation between the two chief ministers, things seem to have quietened in Karnataka, but there is a spillover of this entire brawl and fight. And what the people in Maharashtra and political parties like the NCP and the Uddhav Thackeray-led Sena faction have said is an insult to the people of Maharashtra, and there have been certain sharp reactions that we've seen. Will things further de-escalate, or will this matter continue to be on the boil? We'll keep close tabs. For the moment, moving on, Mihir, thank you for your inputs. Now, in a significant development, the United States has favored India in its religious freedom report, calling it a home to great diversity of faiths. It is pertinent to note that the US has designated 12 nations, including China, Pakistan and Myanmar, as nations of particular concern for the current status of religious freedom in these nations. Responding to a question on why India was not mentioned in the list, State Department spokesperson Ned Price said that India was the world's largest democracy and home to a great diversity of faiths. This comes after US Secretary of State Antony Blinken had spoken of increased attacks on people and places of worship in India this year in June.
When it comes to India, India, of course, is the world's largest democracy. It's home to a great diversity of faiths. Our annual report on international religious freedom outlines some of the concerns we've taken note of when it comes to India. And we continue to carefully monitor the religious freedom situation in all countries, and that includes in India. We will continue to encourage the Indian government to uphold its commitments to protect religious freedom for all, and we engage officials regularly on steps they can take to advance religious freedom.
We'll try and go across to Abhishek Jha in just a bit. But remember, a few months ago in June, US Secretary of State Antony Blinken had spoken of increased attacks on people and places of worship in India, to which External Affairs Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar had hit back, accusing the US of engaging in quote-unquote vote bank politics in international relations. But this is a huge climb down. 22nd of November, the USCIRF report had once again put India along with nations of particular concern, in the category of particular concern when it comes to religious freedom. India, meanwhile, a think tank with CPA led by has put out a minority report and health report over 110 countries, where the report totally busts the narrative set by the USCIRF or reports like that. But right now, the US giving a thumbs up to religious freedom, freedom for all faiths in India, the diversity in India. Moving on, the Deepam Chariot Festival was held in Madurai after a gap of 2 years. A large number of devotees participated in the festival. The festival started with the flag hoisting on the 28th of November. BJP workers staged a day-long protest in Jharkhand against the ongoing power crisis in the state. The protest took place in front of state's electricity board headquarters. BJP's Ranchi town committee condemned Hemant Soren's government and called it a total failure. Besides this, they said that common people, students and farmers remain to be the worst sufferers. The Reserve Bank of India Governor Shaktikanta Das announced a 35 basis point rate hike. This happened as the RBI maintained its stance of focusing on the withdrawal of accommodation. The policy rate is now at 6.25%, which is at the highest level since August 2018. This is the fifth time that the RBI has increased repo rates this year. The quantum now is at 225 basis points.
On an assessment of the macroeconomic situation and its outlook, the MPC decided by a majority of 5 members out of 6 to increase the policy repo rate by 35 basis points to 6.25% with immediate effect. Now, I think this is one occasion where the market expectations and the decisions of the Monetary Policy Committee are by and large aligned.
Union Law Minister Kiran Rijiju expressed concerns over the issue of pendency in courts. He said the real challenge lies in the lower courts. This comes as in the coming months, the number of pending cases are set to cross the 5 crore mark. He further flagged the issue of inadequate infrastructure in lower courts. With that, we call it a wrap, making way for the nation at 5 with Poonam. Stay with us.
I love you too.
Good evening, hello and welcome. You're watching CNN News 18. This is Nation at 5 with me, Poonam Burde. The big story we track at this hour is the Aam Aadmi Party's victory in the national capital. They've won the civic body elections for the MCD, dislodging the BJP from power after 15 long years. Arvind Kejriwal's party has won 134 seats, well past the halfway mark of 126 in the 250-member civic body. The BJP gave a close fight, while the Congress party's tally is still in single digits. Interestingly, Liquorgate and Massagegate seem to have had an impact on the Aam Aadmi Party's performance because as far as the constituencies of Manish Sisodia and Satyendra Jain are concerned, BJP seems to have made a gain. BJP has won in all 3 wards in Satyendra Jain's MLA constituency, Shakur Basti. The BJP has won 3 wards under Patparganj in East Delhi, which is held by Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. So the BJP is now tom-tomming how this is a moral victory for them. Sources within the BJP now tell us that a meeting of its key office bearers will be held at the BJP headquarters. A meeting of winning councillors has also been called. But for the Aam Aadmi Party, this is total domination of the national capital. Listen in to what their top leaders had to say.
अब अपने को सबको मिलके काम करना है. मेरी सबसे अपील है सभी कैंडिडेट से, सभी पार्टियों से कि बस राजनीति आज तक की थी, तो मिलके दिल्ली ठीक करनी है. बीजेपी का भी सहयोग चाहता हूं, इसमें मैं कांग्रेस का भी सहयोग चाहता हूं, मैं सबका सहयोग चाहता हूं. सबके सहयोग से हम दिल्ली को ठीक करेंगे. और आज के बाद से मैं सभी पार्टियों का भी सहयोग की अपेक्षा करता हूं कि हम सारी पार्टियों को साथ लेके चलेंगे. जिन लोगों ने हमें वोट दिया उनका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. जिन्होंने वोट नहीं दिया उनको मैं कहना चाहता हूं पहले आपके काम कराएंगे फिर दूसरों के काम कराएंगे.
यहां खड़े सभी साथियों को, दिल्ली के सभी कार्यकर्ताओं को, आम आदमी पार्टी के देश भर के कार्यकर्ताओं को, सबको बहुत बहुत बधाई. और साथ साथ दिल्ली की जनता को बहुत बहुत दिल की गहराइयों से धन्यवाद, क्योंकि उन्होंने 15 साल की भ्रष्ट भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार को हटाकर ईमानदार, कट्टर ईमानदार केजरीवाल जी के नेतृत्व में एमसीडी में भी आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार बनाने के लिए बहुमत दिया है. आज दिल्ली ने सिर्फ केजरीवाल जी को जिताने का मैंडेट नहीं दिया, बल्कि 15 साल से एमसीडी को लूट रही और दिल्ली की जनता को लूट रही भारतीय जनता पार्टी को हराने का मैंडेट दिया है.
सबसे पहले तो नतीजों पे आपका रिएक्शन.
देखिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने बहुत अच्छा चुनाव लड़ा. 15 सालों की एंटी इनकम्बेंसी और 15 सालों के शासन के बाद भी हमने बेहतर प्रदर्शन किया है और दिल्ली के लोगों ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी के ऊपर भी भरोसा जताया है. हमने 39% वोट लिए हैं. हमने जो दिल्ली में आम आदमी पार्टी के नेता और मुख्यमंत्री कहते थे हम भारतीय जनता पार्टी को 20 सीटों तक समेट देंगे और हम आम आदमी पार्टी 230 सीटें जीतेगी, आज वो कहाँ हैं जो ये दम भरते थे. आज दिल्ली के अंदर हमने झूठ और भ्रष्टाचार जो आम आदमी पार्टी था उसका मुद्दा उठाया है और हमारे कार्यकर्ताओं ने और हमारे पार्टी के नेताओं ने टीम वर्क के रूप में अच्छा काम किया है। ये बात ठीक है, हम उसको रिजल्ट में उतना नहीं परिवर्तित कर पाए और मुझे ये पूरा विश्वास है कि हम दिल्ली की जनता की सेवा करने के लिए प्रस्तुत होंगे। मुझे ये पूरा विश्वास है, भरोसा है कि जो लोग दिल्ली के अंदर चोरी करते हैं, भ्रष्टाचार करते हैं और मंत्री जेल में जाते हैं फिर भी उनको नहीं हटाते हैं, जनता और काउंसलर भी जनता है और वो उनके साथ जाएंगे या जो उनके साथ जाएंगे जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी लोगों की सेवा के लिए काम करती है।
जवाब देने की बजाय एक नूरा कुश्ती लड़ते रहे और विषय को दबाया गया जो दिल्ली के विषय थे, जहां पर जवाबदेही सरकारों की थी। तो जिस तरह से सरकार ने, चाहे वो बीजेपी हो, आम आदमी पार्टी हो, उन्होंने उन विषय को दबाया और मुझे लगता है कि प्रचार शायद जीत गया, प्रचार प्रसार की जीत हुई है और जो जनता के विषय थे, जो मुद्दे थे, वो शायद अभी भी दबे रह गए।
So why is this victory extremely significant for the Aam Aadmi Party? There are at least 5 reasons why it is Kejriwal and his team's moment today. Here's why. Let me tell you. It's a 10-year-old party, the Aam Aadmi Party. 2012 is when it made its political debut. And in that 10-year rule, they've managed to end a 15-year rule of the BJP in Delhi. The issues that were raised by the Aam Aadmi Party, which were about garbage, which were about the Yamuna water, which is about roads, that seems to have resonated with the people. So many would say that the Aam Aadmi Party, at least in Delhi, has the pulse of the people here. The Aam Aadmi Party's image as an honest party also gets an upshot because that's the campaign the BJP ran, that this is a party that is full of corrupt politicians. But somehow that seems to have not resonated is what the Aam Aadmi Party says. The BJP though believes that's not the case because especially in Manish Sisodia and in Satyendra Jain's constituencies, all of the wards or at least 90% of the wards are now with the BJP. But this win does give a boost to the Aam Aadmi Party for its 2025 assembly polls because they now have greater control in the national capital at the assembly level, also at the civic body level. And of course, the Aam Aadmi Party that wants to pitch itself as a national alternative to the BJP, this win in MCD definitely gives them the wings for that national ambition. Yash Goyal, my colleague, now joins us from the Delhi BJP headquarters. Nikhil Lakhwani also with us. He's from the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters. And Nikhil, I'd like to come to you first. We saw the kind of celebrations that have been going on at the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters right since this morning. From 10 a.m. when the leads were becoming clearer is when supporters had started gathering. They were waiting for Arvind Kejriwal and the top leaders to come there. We saw all of them come out, gather there for a photo opportunity, thanking the voters of Delhi. What are we expecting now? Are any more celebrations planned there ahead in the evening as well?
Away from the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters because a sea of workers, flood of workers were gathered inside the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters. This is the reason why our phone network was not working in a proper way. This is the reason why we are standing a few meters away from the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters. But as far as the grand celebration is concerned, it is done and dusted now. All the leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party, including convener Arvind Kejriwal, Punjab CM Bhagwant Mann, and other influential member of the parliament from the Aam Aadmi Party, they had gathered at the headquarters, and we have seen that how Arvind Kejriwal addressed the sea of workers who were present inside that particular place. So far there is nothing other thing or any other event which has been lined up. All the dignitaries, all the major people, all the prominent people, so to say, have already left the premises of the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters. But clearly, currently, all the councillors who have won the election, they are currently rejoicing this particular moment because many of them are the first ones who have been elected in the MCD elections. So this is the moment and this is the day, as you have rightly mentioned, for the Aam Aadmi Party, because eventually it is going to help the party expand its base. To become a national party, Poonam, here, 4 of these states are required. But so far they are given with the responsibility of the national capital on the one side, other is the Punjab state, although they are very much hopeful with the Gujarat state. But we do know with the exit polls that have already shown the trend that Aam Aadmi Party will not even get 10 seats. But definitely it is a big win for the Aam Aadmi Party in the national capital Delhi because it is just 10-year-old party. It has swept away the 15-year rules of the Bharatiya Janata Party. And with this, the BJP is now left, Poonam, with only 7 member of parliament in the capital city. This is something which is very worrisome, and hence comes the reason that why Yash is reporting from the BJP headquarters, and he will tell that why the office bearer meeting has been called in. So
Absolutely,
it is worrisome event, worrisome day for the leaders of the
absolutely,
Bharatiya
because
Janata Party.
the BJP, even though they're now claiming moral victory, because they say that pollsters, the political pundits did not even give them that number that they've now achieved. Yash is with me from the BJP headquarters, and Yash, the BJP is also now talking of how Arvind Kejriwal had written the BJP off as far as the MCD election goes. They said that the BJP would not even garner 20 seats, and here we are over 100. But what is it that the strategy of the BJP is now going to be? Because we're given to understand that they're also looking to chalk out a strategy now to ensure that it is a mayor from the BJP that is at the helm of affairs. How do they plan to do so? And we're given to understand that a strategy meeting is going to take place at the BJP headquarters.
Well, Poonam, this is a very important meeting, and you raised a very pertinent point over here. And in fact, this meeting is slated to happen at around 5:30. This meeting per se will be for the introspection of the Bharatiya Janata Party, because we have seen under the leadership of Adesh Gupta how the Delhi BJP has lost these elections. And in fact, earlier also we have seen how the Bharatiya Janata Party has suffered losses in previous assemblies election. So these meetings which the Bharatiya Janata Party has lined up here at the headquarters in the national capital becomes very important. And in fact, in the morning also we've seen how the slew of national leaders were actually coming to the Delhi BJP office to actually meet office bearers to chalk out the strategy if what happens in these elections. And in fact, we have seen that the Bharatiya Janata Party has been claiming that this is a moral victory for them, but moral victory doesn't translate into electoral victory. And this is what the BJP will be introspecting in these meetings. And in fact, it's not clear if we will be seeing any changes in the leadership of the Delhi BJP, but in fact, this meeting remains very important as to what happened, why it happened, and what is the forward planning for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Because we need to remember that in coming years, in 2024, we have the general elections, then we have the Delhi Assembly elections once again. So the Bharatiya Janata Party needs to strengthen their Delhi BJP unit to actually take off their, and to continue with the power which they enjoy as MPs, as 7 MPs are from the Bharatiya Janata Party in the national capital.
Right.
So they do not want to lose that now, because constitutional position, if we say, is with the Bharatiya Janata Party of as LGV Ke Saxena.
Absolutely, and which is also why we perhaps saw Arvind Kejriwal today in his victory lap, in his victory speech, actually go on to say that we do need the Prime Minister's blessings as well to ensure that we govern Delhi better. Yash and my colleague joining us, getting us the latest from there. But this is a win for the Aam Aadmi Party, not by a landslide victory as they had wanted it to be or as the pollsters had predicted. The BJP did manage to give them a tough fight as far as the civic body elections are concerned here in the national capital. Joining me on this broadcast is leader of Delhi BJP, Mamta Kale. Shivam Bhagat, spokesperson of the Congress, will also be joining us shortly. Pankaj Javana, leader of the Aam Aadmi Party, also with us. And Karan Verma, author and political analyst, also with us on this broadcast. I'd like to begin with the leader of the Aam Aadmi Party, Pankaj Javana. Congratulations on your victory in the civic body here in the national capital. We saw Arvind Kejriwal, several other leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party come out and thank the people of Delhi. They also said this was on expected lines. But was it really on expected lines? Because we saw before the election results came out on campaign trail, the Aam Aadmi Party was confident of a thumping landslide victory. But that hasn't been the case. You're just about 6 over the halfway mark. Mr. Avana, I believe you're on mute. If you could just unmute yourself and go ahead, please.
नमस्कार मैम, आपके सभी दर्शकों का मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं, सभी को नमस्कार करता हूं और दिल्ली की जनता को दिल की गहराइयों से धन्यवाद व्यक्त करता हूं कि आज दिल्ली की जनता ने अरविंद केजरीवाल जी पे फिर एक बार विश्वास जताया और एमसीडी में भी आम आदमी पार्टी को मौका दिया। जनता सब जान चुकी है, पिछले 15 साल से जो शासन में भारतीय जनता पार्टी बैठी हुई है, जो जुमले लोगों से करती है, जो एमसीडी का काम साफ सफाई का है, आए दिन ये जाति और धर्म पर ये लोग काम करते हैं, साफ सफाई का काम इन्होंने कुछ नहीं किया। मैं भी कैंपेन में रहा, मैं भी गलियों में गया, तो भाजपा के किसी भी नेता के पास एक सवाल का जवाब नहीं था जनता की। वो कहते थे 15 साल में आपने किया क्या है, हमें एक भी काम आप गिना दीजिए, लेकिन उनके पास कोई जवाब नहीं था। क्योंकि पिछले 15 साल में दिल्ली के अंदर MCD के अधीन कोई भी ऐसा काम नहीं हुआ जिसे वो जनता के बीच में जाके बताते और उसके नाम पे वोट मांगते। ठीक उसी तरह आम आदमी पार्टी 8 साल से दिल्ली के अंदर शासन में है। माननीय अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के नेतृत्व में आम आदमी पार्टी ने 8 साल में वो काम करके दिखाया जो आजादी के 75 साल बाद भी कोई पार्टी नहीं कर पाई। आम आदमी पार्टी ने, चाहे वो शिक्षा हो, चाहे वो स्वास्थ्य हो, चाहे वो बिजली हो, पानी हो, जो मूलभूत सुविधाएं जनता का हक और अधिकार है, उस पे आम आदमी पार्टी ने काम किया और जनता के बीच में जाके हमने अपनी नीतियों को बताया। मैं भी चुनाव प्रचार में रहा, मैंने भी बोला जनता से कि अगर आम आदमी पार्टी ने काम किया हो तो आप वोट देना। उन्होंने बिल्कुल।
बट अवाना जी, मैं आपसे ये बात पूछना चाहूंगी कि जो आप कह रहे हैं कि आपने लोगों के मुद्दे उठाए, आम आदमी पार्टी ने उन चीजों की बात की जो दिल्ली के लोगों को चाहिए था कि उनके नेता उन चीजों के बारे में बात करें। वन ऑफ दोज इश्यूज वाज अबाउट गार्बेज मैनेजमेंट। हमने देखा गाजीपुर लैंडफिल में भी मनीष सिसोदिया गए, अरविंद केजरीवाल गए, उन्होंने कहा MCD में कैसे 15 सालों में बीजेपी ने कुछ नहीं किया और ये कूड़े का एक पहाड़ दे दिया है दिल्ली को। लेकिन आनंद विहार का जो वार्ड है जहां गाजीपुर लैंडफिल आता है, वहां पे बीजेपी के नेता जीत कर आए।
देखिए, इस बार आम आदमी पार्टी पूरी मजबूती के साथ चुनाव लड़ी है। जनता ने हमें मौका दिया, एक मौका दिया, चाहे जीत कैसी भी हो, जीत हुई। और जनता को मैं ये विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं कि जैसे दिल्ली की सरकार ने आपसे वादे किए, किसी भी फील्ड में वादे, शिक्षा स्वास्थ्य में वादे किए, हमने वो पूरे किए। MCD का काम सफाई का है, 5 साल आपने हमें दिए। मैं विश्वास दिला के आपके माध्यम से जाता हूं कि जो भी अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने वादे किए, चाहे वो कूड़े का पहाड़ हो, चाहे गलियों की सफाई हो, चाहे वो नालियां हो, चाहे वो रोड और खरेंजे हो, सभी पे आम आदमी पार्टी मजबूती के साथ काम करेगी। जनता को विश्वास है, तभी तो उन्होंने वोट दिया। अगर 8 साल में हम उनके काम नहीं करते तो हमें क्यों MCD में वोट देते। जनता को पता है कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जी वो शख्स हैं जो कहते हैं वो करके दिखाते हैं। एक बार इनको MCD में अगर हमने मौका दिया तो हमारी दिल्ली है, एक राजधानी है, हमारी कैपिटल है देश की, उसके बावजूद दिल्ली के अंदर इतनी गंदगी है। बताइए आप, चारों तरफ कूड़े के पहाड़ खड़े हुए हैं। 15 साल में इन लोगों ने क्या किया? अगर ये पहाड़ भी खत्म नहीं कर पाए तो ये कुछ नहीं कर सकते। 5 साल के लिए हमें मौका दिया है। मैं विश्वास दिलाता हूं कि बहुत मजबूती के साथ जैसे दिल्ली सरकार ने काम किया, वैसे ही हम MCD सरकार में भी आकर बहुत अच्छे काम करेंगे दिल्ली के लिए।
जी, and I want to take that question to the BJP leader on the panel, Mamta Kale. The BJP now says that this is a moral victory. Yes, we didn't expect to lose. No one does when we are fighting an election. But political pundits, the Aam Aadmi Party, wrote us off. Arvind Kejriwal said you won't even get 20 seats, and look where we are now. But can you claim moral victory when it is a known fact, or it is a given fact now that the Aam Aadmi Party does have greater control over the national capital, both at the assembly level and at the civic body level?
First of all, I would like to congratulate Aam Aadmi Party, and jo jeeta wo Sikandar, we all, agree to that. But as you correctly said that Aam Aadmi Party had written us off, written BJP off completely. And not only Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, Mr. Manish Sisodia, Raghav Chadha, everyone was so overconfident, and they said that we are going to win 220 plus seats, and Bharatiya Janata Party is, I have heard a lot of leaders saying they are not going to even open their accounts. And then they said, okay, they will probably get 20, 25, 30 odd seats, that's about it. So it is not about, taking moral high ground, but it is that even after 15 years and Aam Aadmi Party, going all out, Bharatiya Janata Party has done very well in MCD. As far as Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, they have won 134 seats, fair enough, very good. But if they say that there was no anti-incumbency and people, those muddas of Bhrashtachar didn't affect them at all, then we need to actually look at Manish Sisodia's constituency, Satyendra Jain's constituency, and Amanatullah Khan's constituency, where they could not actually win all the seats. In Manish Sisodia's constituency, out of 4, Aam Aadmi Party could win 1, just 1. In Amanatullah Khan's constituency, which is Okhla, out of 5, Aam Aadmi Party could win 1 seat. In Satyendra Jain's constituency, which is Rani Bagh, out of 4, they lost all of them. So it speaks volume about the Aam Aadmi Party's wrongdoings. So we need to look at that picture as well.
Sure. So the bigger picture is that some issues that the Aam Aadmi Party raised resonated, but the corruption plank or the corruption campaign of the BJP also resonated, and that is seen at least in pockets as far as the results are concerned. So that also needs to be looked at. But where does that leave the Congress? And Shivam Bhagat, the Congress is relegated to single digits as far as this election is concerned. We've seen similar situation the Congress has been in as far as the Delhi Assembly election is also concerned. Many would say that has been the story for the Congress party across the country as well. So is the Congress slowly being nudged out as its political fortunes are slowly dipping? Is the Aam Aadmi Party going to nudge you out? Many would believe that's the case.
On top of the program, I would like to congratulate the Aam Aadmi Party because Delhi has reposed their faith in them. And I would also like to say that a lot of introspection and subsequent action is required from the Congress party in the Delhi unit. We have fallen short and the result is quite clear. Having said that, I would also like to say that the Congress party has been on the ground for the issues of the common man in Delhi, not since now, but since, the last corporation election and especially since COVID. It was only the Congress party that was out on the ground, completely all out during COVID. And we also had a Congress ki rasoi, which, fed about 50-60 people. We served about 50-60 lakh people. As far as the liquor policy is concerned, it was us who had gone to the police to file a complaint first. As also in the CCTV scam and other scams of the Aam Aadmi Party.
Sure.
But, when you're not in power for a few years, a lot of your work sometimes goes unnoticed or, it's not highlighted by the media. And, so there are factors that play, but we still have 12% vote share.
Is this just a miscommunication gap or does the Congress not have the pulse of the voter? That's what many political pundits would say. That yes, you went to the people, but what you spoke of just didn't resonate.
Yes, I mean, evidently, we have not been up to the mark as per the results, but we still have 12% vote share. And that means that, the people are still looking at the Congress party. There's a lot of pockets that have really voted for the Congress party, which previously in the assembly elections and the last corporation elections had not. So therefore, Congress has worked so much in Delhi for 15 years and before that in the 80s and 90s.
Sure.
Also, there's a lot of work that has gone down to the Congress. But, but there are real issues as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned as well. The health minister sitting in jail, he's lost all 4 seats in his assembly constituency. The deputy chief ministers who also allegedly accused in the liquor scam, he's lost 3 of the 4 constituencies in his area.
And that's the plank
Therefore,
that the BJP has also been raising as far as corruption goes. And Karan Verma, corruption is a plank that the Aam Aadmi Party has to eventually be above board on because that's their political plank. They debuted into politics with the campaign of being a corruption-free party, of being above board, of wanting and giving a clean governance. So they have to be above board when it comes to corruption allegations. But unfortunately, several of their leaders are mired in these alleged scams. The BJP believes that today's results also go on to show that those corruption allegations are actually perhaps sticking with the voter.
Yes. Look, Poonam, once the euphoria settles down, if we look beyond the headline, you will find that AAP is going to be introspecting very seriously because this is the beginning of anti-incumbency against the Kejriwal government. This is not the kind of result AAP was expecting. They were thinking that they would decimate the BJP. That didn't happen. Despite 15 years of anti-incumbency, the fact is this is a referendum on the AAP government. Arvind Kejriwal took it on himself. And the fact, people are very angry that here is a jail minister who continues to be a jail minister. He has not been granted any release by the courts. And the courts have said it in as many words that prima facie he is guilty of money laundering. So the fact is people are angry. Here is a party that came on the plank of anti-corruption and they have a jail minister who continues to be a minister, and we see the kind of videos that are coming from the jail. It's only fitting today that in Shakur Basti, Satyendra Jain's constituency, all 4 seats they've lost. Arvind Kejriwal is a worried man because he was talking about the Delhi model. Even the local body in Delhi did not completely buy the Delhi model that he wants to take across the country. This is a sign of worry for Arvind Kejriwal. As for BJP, well, everyone was expecting them to lose, but they can take heart from the fact that their vote share continues to consolidate. It hasn't gone down, and they need a leader at the local unit level around whom they can rally for the Vidhan Sabha, which is 2 years away from now.
Right. So, Mamta Kale, should there be a rethink as far as leadership is concerned? Because the Delhi BJP chief, Adesh Gupta, well, he is the Delhi BJP chief and not an MLA, but even the area that he comes from, Patel Nagar, all of the wards have been lost.
See, as far as introspection is concerned, BJP is a party which actually, sits together and thinks about losing and winning both. So, that's all I would like to say. And as far as the leadership is concerned, we have full faith in our leadership, and BJP has put in all the efforts. But but the free Revdi magic worked in Aam Aadmi Party or Arvind Kejriwal's favor. So this free muft ka chandan ghis mera nandan kind of ideology and the modus operandi of Aam Aadmi Party has worked in their favor, and that is what they got them 134 seats. So I as a voter of Delhi really would like to urge to people of Delhi, voters of Delhi, whether they really want this free ka politics to go ahead to continue, or they want development. So it is for them to actually think and introspect.
Right, you're saying that this freebie culture, the promises of these freebies has actually worked, at least in the national capital. Do you think it will work in the two states whose results are going to come out tomorrow? Because those are the similar promises that the Aam Aadmi Party has made in Himachal and Gujarat as well. Do you think the Aam Aadmi Party will be able to make a dent in the BJP's fortunes in those two states? Mamta Kale?
See, as far as Gujarat is concerned, no matter how hard Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is trying, he is not going to get any seats there, or maybe 1 to 5 seats. That's about it, because in Gujarat people believe in development, they believe in leadership, they believe in Narendra Modi ji, and that's how they are going to vote for the leadership, for development and so on. And same is the case with Himachal Pradesh. You will see in even tomorrow and in time to come that Aam Aadmi Party is not going to open their account in all these states. We've seen five elections a few months back in 5 states where in Uttarakhand, in UP, in Goa, Aam Aadmi Party could not even open their account. So this magic doesn't work everywhere.
Right, so it is just a Delhi-centric culture that seems to have permeated in the favor of the Aam Aadmi Party. Well, but it is the Aam Aadmi Party's day today. Whether or not they come out as an alternative to the BJP, can Arvind Kejriwal, who harbors ambitions of being the ultimate challenger to Narendra Modi on a national level, can that dream actually be realized via the MCD elections today, via this win today? Well, only time will tell. But I thank all my panelists for joining us here on this broadcast with their perspective. A quick break on this edition. Back with more on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
Outside the BJP headquarters, he's been bringing us minute-by-minute updates. Yash, we want to come over to you to ask you this question. A little while earlier, our colleague Pallavi brought us an interview with Manoj Tiwari. The BJP seems to still be saying that they are neck to neck with the Aam Aadmi Party, even though most recent numbers, and I want to draw our audience's attention to the numbers we're flashing at the bottom of our screen, the most recent numbers seem to show that the Aam Aadmi Party is in a very clear lead over there, 133 versus 104. Yash, are you seeing that reflected in the BJP headquarters as we speak?
Well, Toya, BJP at this point in time doesn't have any other option but to showcase the optimism when it comes to these entire elections. And in fact, moments from now, Tarun Chugh also came here at Delhi BJP office. And in fact, I'll show you certain visuals from here. People of the Bharatiya Janata Party are still quite positive. They are thinking that these elections could be turned with with passing time. And in fact, we've seen that results on certain seats are out, and in fact it's almost going 50-50. Some seats are going to the Bharatiya Janata Party, certain seats are going to the Aam Aadmi Party. So still both the parties are at loggerheads when it comes to the election numbers. And in fact, if we talk about the trends, definitely the trends are with the Aam Aadmi Party, and this is what the exit polls had indicated earlier also. In fact, a lot of senior leaders from the Bharatiya Janata Party are inside. In fact, the National General Secretary of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Tarun Chugh, also came a little while ago. And in fact, we see how BL Santosh was here, and Adesh Gupta is also well inside. When we spoke to him, he sounded very optimistic about the results, and he categorically said that it's going to be Bharatiya Janata Party's mayor who will be at the helm of the affairs at the municipal corporation in the national capital. But it still remains to be seen whether the BJP could actually pull off these trends in their favor. And in fact, we have with us Yasir Jilani also, who is the spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Yasir ji, number kabhi udhar ja rahe hain, kabhi idhar ja rahe hain. क्या लग रहा है?
संपूर्ण रूप से भारतीय जनता पार्टी का एक एक देवतुल्य कार्यकर्ता जो है उसको विश्वास है कि दिल्ली में हमारी जीत हो चुकी है। नैतिकता के आधार पर अरविंद केजरीवाल एंड टीम हार चुकी है। जितनी बड़े बड़े दावे थे, जितना लैंडस्लाइड विक्ट्री की पिछले 34 से 48 घंटों से वो जश्न मना रहे थे, जनता ने नकार दिया है।
Over the next few minutes, we continue to track the MCD elections, the Municipal Corporation of Delhi elections. Remember, the BJP has been in power in the MCD for 15 years. This time, the Aam Aadmi Party is hoping to change that. They're hoping to wrestle away power from the BJP. Now, will they be successful in doing that? There's been excessive campaigning from both parties over the last few weeks, a particularly high decibel run that we've seen from both parties.
Shivam ji, aapse janna chahungi, I'd like to know from you. The Aam Aadmi Party says that what Delhi has got in the last 15 years, when you were administering at the MCD, is heaps and piles of garbage. Sanitation is a core issue in the national capital, and something that the BJP has not been able to take care of. I want you to talk about that particular civic issue of sanitation in the national capital and what has the BJP done about it. Shivamji.
I do agree that sanitation and cleanliness is the core issue of the Delhi Municipal Corporation. I don't shy away from doing so. But I do want to say that it is the BJP who has ensured that the landfill sites, the height of landfill sites was reduced by the BJP run MCD only. The landfill sites were probably cut down to quite a good meters by the BJP only. It was the BJP who ensured that, you know, the garbage was picked up from every household, and there was a ghar ghar kuda uthane ki yojana by the BJP only. It is the BJP who's been working for the Delhiites in amidst lack of funds being which were probably stopped by the Delhi government for quite some years now. And still the BJP has been working fantastically well in Municipal Corporation of Delhi, and that is how
Shivamji,
the people of Delhi have responded
site,
to the works of BJP.
Site,
and I think
and the so-called mountain of garbage which dominates the picture of Delhi. That's what the Aam Aadmi Party has been repeatedly talking about. They also say that you promised that you're going to bring it down, but you did not work on sustainable waste disposable mechanisms here in the national capital. Talk about that particular landfill site.
I don't respond to allegations, but I prefer to work on what I've done. If you want, I can take your camera team all across to the landfill sites where the height of the garbage has got reduced thanks to the plants being set up by the MCD. I don't need to probably counter on what allegations they are making. They all make false allegations, and that is how they have been into the politics since then. But I believe that my work for the past 15 years have been responded well by the people of Delhi, and this is how and this is why the BJP is again going to form a government once again in Delhi. And I think the trends what all you are showing right now is reflective of the fact that yes, the people have agreed and accepted the fact that for past 15 years BJP has done quite well in the MCD, even when there was a crunch of I would say cash and money that was being offered to them.
Well,
but
whether there was a real crunch of funds
quite
and whether the allegations made by the BJP on the crunch are really true or not, we'd get to know. I'll take the reaction from the Aam Aadmi Party as well. But we're playing out this reaction that has come in on the story particularly. Let's play out that political reaction coming.
देखिए, प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी की ये जीत हो रही है। जो रिजल्ट रुझान आ रहे हैं एग्जिट पोल के एकदम विपरीत हैं, उससे आपको पता चलता है कि लोगों को उनके झूठ से वो बाहर आ चुके हैं। आम आदमी पार्टी के आपके झूठ से बाहर आ गए, और सबको पता है कि मोदी जी अगर झुग्गी के साथ मकान दिए हैं, 3,500 फ्लैट की चाबी दी है, कूड़ा को रिसाइकल करके साफ प्लांट शुरू हो गया है, पानी साफ होगा, यमुना नदी साफ होगी, तो पूरे देश की जनता के साथ साथ दिल्ली की जनता यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के साथ खासकर हमारे पूर्वांचलिया के हम धन्यवाद देव कि भैया जोन बात बहिल जोन समझायल गई जोन रुआ लोग समझला वो रिजल्ट जोन देताड़ा वो खातिर हम हमारे समाज के धन्यवाद देव कि कमल के निशान पर विश्वास, हमारे मोदी जी पर विश्वास, भारतीय जनता पार्टी पे विश्वास बरकरार रखिए। देश का भला होता, देश का भला हुई, गरीब का
Welcome back. Breaking news now coming in from the Parliament, where a big statement has come to the fore from the Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar in his first speech as the Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. He said, and I quote, "The historic NJAC bill passed unanimously by Parliament was undone by the Supreme Court using the judicially evolved doctrine of basic structure of constitution. There is no parallel to such a development in the democratic history of the world." Listen in to what Jagdeep Dhankar said on his first day as Rajya Sabha Chairman.
Parliament, in a much-needed historic step, passed
the 99th Constitutional Amendment Bill, paving way for the National Judicial Commission. There was unprecedented support. The Lok Sabha unanimously voted in its favor, with there being no abstention. This House too passed it unanimously with one abstention. Rarely in parliamentary democracy there has been such massive support to a constitutional legislation. This was culmination of a basic, fundamental parliamentary process. This historic parliamentary mandate was undone by the Supreme Court by a majority of 4:1, finding the same as not being in consonance with the judicially evolved doctrine of basic structure of the Constitution. There is no parallel to such development in democratic history, where a duly legitimized constitutional prescription has been judicially undone.
Political editor Maria Shakil now joins me for more on this. And Maria, it will be interesting to see what kind of reactions come to the fore from the opposition leaders, because Jagdeep Dhankar has been a controversial figure for the opposition. And on his first day as the Rajya Sabha chairman, he decides to make a comment about perhaps hinting at the government wanting to bring in the NJAC back.
Yes, but Mr. Dhankar, the Vice President of India, had actually talked about it on similar lines just few days ago at the Ellen Singhvi Memorial Lecture as well. At that time, again, there were very sharp words that had come against the entire judicial appointment and the NJAC. I think the words that he had used this time around about disregard of the mandate of the people and severe compromise of parliamentary democracy, these are very sharp words. I think from the Law Minister to Mr. Dhankar, the Vice President, all of them are speaking in one voice. They are raising questions about the manner in which appointments are happening in higher judiciary. There has been a pushback that has come from the judiciary. But is this all headed to government perhaps thinking of bringing a legislation to bring in more transparency and its more involvement in the entire appointment of judges process? That remains to be seen. But certainly these comments coming from a lawyer, Vice President of India, on the very first day as the chairman, will set the cat among the pigeons, because this is an indication of perhaps what is heading towards an imminent confrontation between the judiciary and an executive.
Absolutely, and the timing is extremely significant. There has been back and forth between the Supreme Court collegium and the centre as far as appointments are concerned. And Ananya Bhatnagar, my colleague, also joins us now. And Ananya, we've seen the kind of commentary that has come to the fore from the Supreme Court as well over delay in appointments, over the centre returning files, and questions that are being raised over the collegium system.
Well, definitely, Poonam, this debate has now turned uglier as we see, because now the Vice President too, not from at a lecture, but also at the chair as the Vice President inside the Parliament, has made such a comment. And this is not the first time that the Vice President has said this. It was the Ellen Singhvi lecture where he had said that the mandate of the people was undone, and we have seen how Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul-led bench, which is hearing the discrepancies in the collegium system and how timelines should be drawn for handling the collegium recommendations, has already bashed the central government for quite a few times, and we see how the central government was just trying to defend itself. But then on the contrary, when we see the Law Minister coming out and saying that NJAC was a better system and collegium system has a lot of discrepancies, so this debate is definitely getting uglier. And since now the Vice President sitting on the chair in the Parliament has said it, we might expect that something would be coming up in a few days, or some kind of a move is there from the government. But all of this is much of anticipation at this point of time. But then with the critical view of the Vice President, the Law Minister coming out clearly, something is about to happen, and definitely there is something that would be addressed from both ends, because we are seeing how the collegium is being defended by the Supreme Court and how timelines are trying to be drawn in this particular regard, where the bench headed by Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul is continuously asking the central government to draw timelines to serve. And we saw how 20 names were sent back by the central government during this tussle was happening, out of which, in fact, the name of Saurav Kirpal was also there. So somewhere or the other, this tussle between the government and, in fact, the judiciary is getting uglier, and we might see that something or the other would happen very soon.
Right, whether this comment ruffles some feathers within the opposition or between the judiciary and the executive, that is also something that we will keep an eye out on. But for the moment, Maria and Ananya, thank you so much for getting us the latest. Shifting focus to more news coming in, and a big statement has come to the fore from the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar on the situation at the line of actual control. He has come out and now said, and I quote, "Diplomatically, we're clear with the Chinese. We will not tolerate attempts to unilaterally change the LAC. But if they continue to do so and build up forces which constitute serious concerns in border area, then our relationship isn't normal, and that abnormality is evident in the last few years." That's the comment that came to the fore from the External Affairs Minister as he addressed both houses of Parliament this afternoon. Pallavi Ghosh, my colleague, now joins me for more on this. Pallavi, as far as ties with China are concerned, S. Jaishankar has been categorical even in the past as to how the ties between the two countries are perhaps at its lowest, especially after Galwan.
Yes, absolutely. And I think also he was trying to preempt those criticisms which comes in from the opposition, particularly the Congress, which already wants to move a motion for discussion on what is the government's foreign policy vis-a-vis China. Today, the External Affairs Minister, when he made his statements in both houses of Parliament, he made it very, very clear that this is a completely no acceptable zone. The LAC is sacrosanct, and there's no question of any intrusions being justified by the Chinese side. And if any such intrusion does take place, India also knows how to deal with it.
Right, Pallavi, a preemptive strike perhaps from the External Affairs Minister, or just stating on record the Indian government's stand. But for the moment, thank you so much for getting us the latest. Let's move on now to a decades-old debate and a dispute that has been reignited between Maharashtra and Karnataka. This is over border towns, including that of Belagavi. Both states are now witnessing protests and vandalism in various districts. The situation remains tense at the border. Bus services have been suspended. Flights in and out of Belagavi have also been cancelled. The political war, though, continues to stoke tensions. NCP MP Supriya Sule raked up the issue in the Lok Sabha today. She called it a conspiracy against Maharashtra, demanded the centre's intervention. Meanwhile, Sena MP Sanjay Raut demanded that Belagavi be declared a union territory. But we do know that both the Chief Ministers, Eknath Shinde and Basavaraj Bommai, spoke to each other yesterday. A hotline has been opened up, calling for peace, calling for calm, and for action against vandals. We're now given to understand that the centre has also been apprised of it. Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis, has spoken to Union Home Minister Amit Shah on the matter. Dr. Sudha Halki, leader of the BJP Karnataka, joins us on this broadcast. Spokesperson of the NCP, Brij Mohan Srivastava, will be joining us shortly. Karan Pavaskar, spokesperson of Balasaheb Shiv Sena, also with us. And Intikhab Farooqi, leader of the Shiv Sena of the Uddhav camp, also now joins us for more on this. There is tension between the two states, between the political parties there, but it is one political party, which is the BJP, a common factor also that is at power at the centre. So why is the centre not intervening is the question Supriya Sule asked today, Brij Mohan Srivastava. Do you think it's the BJP to blame for what's transpiring?
No, we are not blaming anyone. It was the duty of the Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka not to fuel it. And they started this thing. It is a major issue which we discussed yesterday also. And Honorable Supriya Sule ji also raised the same question in the Parliament. Our leader, Sharad Pawar ji, is very clear in this matter. We want peace and we want the safety of the Maharashtrian peoples, which those are living in the that area. It is the question why the law and order is not giving protection to those peoples. Why those peoples are afraid? It is a question. And both chief minister belongs to the same party, and they are talking by the telephone. Why they are not going to have a joint press conference? Why they have not both approached to the honorable the Home Minister of India, Amit Shah Sahab? He's a very strong person. He can take decision very easily. And when the matter is lying in the Supreme Court, Why they are not ready to wait for the decision?
Sure, you say this is a provocation. Yeah, you say this is a provocation from a BJP chief minister on the other side of the border, which is Basavaraj Bommai. But some would say this is also a provocation by the kind of comments that are coming to the fore from either the NCP or the Shiv Sena. One of your allies, Sanjay Raut, came out and said that it should be declared as a union territory because both states can't do anything and the centre should govern it. Many would say those comments are also provocative, and that is why the pot keeps boiling.
So, are you saying that Sanjay Raut Sahib is fueling this matter?
I'm not saying anything, sir. I'm saying that this is the criticism, the same criticism you are making against your rivals, is the same criticism you are also facing.
No, we are not criticizing anyone. We are demanding, we are requesting to protect the Maharashtrian peoples that are living in the Belagavi. This is the issue. This is and the local administration, the police administration is not in position to give protection to those people. They are waiting for the chief minister indications, and chief minister has not indicated them. This is the issue, na? We are raising. We are not condemning anyone. Simply, we are demanding the security of the peoples, and we are demanding
because it is the people of both the states that are suffering at the end of it. Buses have been suspended. There are protests happening. There's vandalism happening. Public property is being damaged, and the people in these border towns are having to live through a tough time, and that's the most unfortunate bit. And I want to take that question across to the BJP leader from Karnataka who joins us on this broadcast. Dr. Halkai, how do you respond to this when politicians from Maharashtra come out and say that it was all started by Basavaraj Bommai? The case is sub judice. There is a hearing that is going on. A legal fight is on between the two states. Why then come out and make comments like we will not cede an inch and we will take as many villages back into Karnataka? Is it because the winter session is going to happen in Belagavi, or because elections are around the corner next year in Karnataka?
No, it is nothing like that. We have been seeing that since past 60 or 70 years, since 1953, when the States Reorganization Commission was formed, it is Belgaum, it is the land in Karnataka, okay? It is nowhere a part of Maharashtra. When there was division of the states according to the languages, Belgaum was very much in the Karnataka. So again and again, they are making a hue and cry that it has to come under the Maharashtra state. I don't understand what for. In 1966, there was a Mahajan Commission, which was formed because of one of the Maharashtra state leader was on hunger strike, Mr. Senapat Bapat. Then also when the Mahajan Commission was formed by the Union Ministry, it gave a clear verdict that Belgaum is a part of Karnataka. Then why again they want Belgaum to be a part of Maharashtra? I don't understand. They are having 36 districts over there and we are having 31 districts.
Yeah, but there is a legal fight that is on. Both Karnataka and Maharashtra are fighting out legally, and that is how it should be in a country that is democratically governed. Why then are we seeing the kind of protest that we are seeing?
Democracy doesn't mean that you have to fight for something which is not needed. Yeah, there is so much of we have to fight against terrorism, we have to fight against.
Sure, but that does not mean that there is vandalism and inconvenience caused to the people of both the states either, isn't it?
You fight against hunger, you fight against unemployment, against education. So many things are there. Why to fight against this? Why do we need the Britishers? Like you people are only doing the divide and rule policy over here. Why do we need that? We are all one, united. We need to stand united to fight against all the odds which are coming towards our country. So why do we have to see, we are seeing on the other hand, our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister is there. You know, he is just spreading peace and harmony throughout the world. He is taking our India on a very higher pedestal.
Sure.
And
which is why we are wondering why two governments in two states governed by the BJP can't seem to find a solution, can't seem to find a common ground.
Very good. This is
why do we need? Yes, why do we need the common ground? The thing is, Belgaum is a part of Karnataka. There is no second question about it. Belgaum was, is, and will be a part of Karnataka till the sun and moon is there.
Sure.
See, there
and that is why the legal battle is going on. So why not wait for the legal battle to finish?
There's a border between all the. No, let me tell you. There's a border between all the countries. So there also there was a border between the states depending on the languages. In 1881, according to the census of 1881 regarding the languages, there are 64.28% Kannadigas in Belgaum and 28% something odd are the Maharashtrians, Marathi speaking people are there in Belgaum. So how do you justify that Belgaum has to be part of Maharashtra? You tell me now.
So that demand is not justified is what Karnataka says. the Karnataka government's demand is not justified, is what Maharashtra says. And I want to ask, and I want to get in the other two panelists on this debate as well. Kiran Pavaskar, yesterday we had Eknath Shinde speak to his Karnataka counterpart. We had Eknath Shinde speak to Basavaraj Bommai to try and appeal for calm, to try and say that, you know, we are fighting it legally. Yes, we do not see eye to eye on this issue. Yes, we have differing opinions, but the unrest on ground is not changing. Those protests continue. Vandalism keeps happening on both sides of the border. And it's the people that are inconvenienced. So for how long are we going to go on like this? Mr. Pavaskar. I believe we do not have that line with the representative of the Eknath Shinde camp of the Shiv Sena. But Intikhab Farooqi, the leader of UBT camp, which is the Uddhav Thackeray camp, is also with us on this broadcast. And Mr. Farooqi, many would say that this issue has been going on for a very long time. So for now, Sanjay Raut or from anybody from the alliance or from Uddhav Thackeray's camp to come out and say, declare this a union territory, or, you know, this is something that should have been with Maharashtra all along. Uddhav Thackeray and the alliance partners were also in power. And if you are accusing the Karnataka government or the Karnataka Chief Minister of stoking fires, then Sanjay Raut could also equally be blamed. So, how would you respond to that criticism?
So I would like to tell you, it is not a matter of two other countries. It is a matter of our own, inside our own country and among our two borders. I think instead of blaming each other and pointing on at each other, I think we all love peace and harmony. We don't want disturbance in our country. So I think politely and humbly both the sides can come forward, and we all know that it is a matter of the court. We all respect the court and the judges. So whatever decision will come for the best. But now, as people are attacking the buses and the car and things like that, they are burning on the road. I think this should be stopped. The situation should be immediately brought under control. Sure. Because this is not we all want, and we all want peace and harmony around us. And at the same time, both the sides, the people should understand and stop blaming each other. Because also at the same time, we want protection of the people of Maharashtra who are in Belagavi. Because at this time, as we are seeing, people are very aggressive, and they are they are burning trains and buses.
Right. We've seen vandalism on the streets there and on both sides. Both are happening across in Karnataka and in Maharashtra as well. And like I said right at the beginning, it is causing inconvenience to the people who stay in those border towns. There are trains, there are buses that have been cancelled. Flights in and out of Belagavi have been cancelled. And even as the pot keeps boiling there over this issue, over an issue that is already sub judice, and the courts are taking a look into it, we keep seeing these comments that come out of it. Whether or not it's a pattern, many would say it is, but it is the people of the two states that are suffering in the end. And I thank all my panelists for joining us here on this big debate. With that, it's a wrap from me on this edition of Nation at 5. Thank you so much for watching.
I do agree that sanitation and cleanliness is the core issue of the Delhi Municipal Corporation. I don't shy away from doing so. But I do want to say that it is the BJP who has ensured that the landfill sites, the height of landfill sites was reduced by the BJP run MCD only. The landfill sites were probably cut down to quite a good meters by the BJP only. It was the BJP who ensured that the garbage was picked up from every household, and there was a Ghar Ghar Kuda Uthane Ki Yojana by the BJP only. It is the BJP who's been working for the Delhiites in amidst lack of funds being which were probably stopped by the Delhi government for quite some years now. And still the BJP has been working fantastically well in Municipal Corporation of Delhi, and that is how
Shivamji, there's
the
a
people of
particular
Delhi
landfill
responded
site,
to
the
the works of
Ghazipur landfill
BJP,
site,
and
the so-called mountain of garbage which dominates the picture of Delhi. That's what the Aam Aadmi Party has been repeatedly talking about. They also say that you promised that you're going to bring it down, but you did not work on sustainable waste disposable mechanisms here in the national capital. Talk about that particular landfill site.
I don't respond to allegations, but I prefer to work on what I've done. If you want, I can take your camera team all across to the landfill sites where the height of the garbage has got reduced thanks to the plants being set up by the MCD. I don't need to probably counter on what allegations they are making. They all make false allegations, and that is how they have been into the politics since then. But I believe that my work for the past 15 years have been responded well by the people of Delhi, and this is how and this is why the BJP is again going to form a government once again in Delhi. And I think the trends what all you are showing right now is reflective of the fact that yes, the people have agreed and accepted the fact that for past 15 years BJP has done quite well in the MCD, even when there was a crunch of I would say cash and money that was being offered to them.
Well,
but
whether there was a real crunch of funds
quite
and whether the allegations made by the BJP on the crunch are really true or not, we'd get to know. I'll take the reaction from the Aam Aadmi Party as well. But we're playing out this reaction that has come in on the story particularly. Let's play out that political reaction coming.
देखिए, प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी की ये जीत हो रही है। जो रिजल्ट रुझान आ रहे हैं एग्जिट पोल के एकदम विपरीत हैं, उससे आपको पता चलता है कि लोगों को उनके झूठ से वो बाहर आ चुके हैं। आम आदमी पार्टी के आपके झूठ से बाहर आ गए और सबको पता है कि मोदी जी अगर झुग्गी के साथ मकान दिए, 3,500 फ्लैट की चाबी दी है, कूड़ा को रिसाइकल करके साफ प्लांट शुरू हो गया है, पानी साफ होगा, यमुना नदी साफ होगी, तो पूरे देश की जनता के साथ साथ दिल्ली की जनता यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के साथ खासकर हमारे पूर्वांचलिया के हम धन्यवाद देव कि भैया जोन बात बहिल जोन समझायल गई जोन रुआ लोग समझला वो रिजल्ट जोन देताड़ा वो खातिर हम हमारे समाज के धन्यवाद देव कि कमल के निशान पर विश्वास, हमारे मोदी जी पर विश्वास, भारतीय जनता पार्टी पे विश्वास बरकरार रखिए। देश का भला होता, देश का भला हुई, गरीब का कल्याण हुई और ये वही पार्टी गरीबों की एक ही पार्टी है, वो है भारतीय जनता पार्टी। ऐतिहासिक जीत हो रही है। गुजरात में हम लोग 140, 145, 150 भी हो जाएं, वॉन्ट बी सरप्राइज। हिमाचल प्रदेश भी हम लोग जीत रहे हैं। उपचुनाव जहां मैनपुरी में हुआ।
All right, we're going to go over now to our reporters who are also on the ground. We heard from guests, but now we want to bring you ground perspectives. My colleague Yash is with us right now. He's outside the BJP headquarters. He's been bringing us minute-by-minute updates. Yash, we want to come over to you to ask you this question. A little while earlier, our colleague Pallavi brought us an interview with Manoj Tiwari. The BJP seems to still be saying that they are neck to neck with the Aam Aadmi Party, even though most recent numbers, and I want to draw our audience's attention to the numbers we're flashing at the bottom of our screen. The most recent numbers seem to show that the Aam Aadmi Party is in a very clear lead over there, 133 versus 104. Yash, are you seeing that reflected in the BJP headquarters as we speak?
Well, Toya, BJP at this point in time doesn't have any other option but to showcase the optimism when it comes to these entire elections. And in fact, moments from now, Tarun Chugh also came here at Delhi BJP office, and in fact I'll show you certain visuals from here. People of the Bharatiya Janata Party are still quite positive. They are thinking that these elections could be turned with with passing time, and in fact we've seen that results on certain seats are out, and in fact it's almost going 50-50. Some seats are going to the Bharatiya Janata Party, certain seats are going to the Aam Aadmi Party. So still, both the parties are at loggerheads when it comes to the election numbers. And in fact, if we talk about the trends, definitely the trends are with the Aam Aadmi Party, and this is what the exit polls had indicated earlier also. In fact, a lot of senior leaders from the Bharatiya Janata Party are inside. In fact, the National General Secretary of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Tarun Chugh, also came a little while ago. And in fact, we see how BL Santosh was here, and Adesh Gupta is also well inside. When we spoke to him, he sounded very optimistic about the results, and he categorically said that it's going to be Bharatiya Janata Party's mayor who will be at the helm of the affairs at the municipal corporation in the national capital. But it still remains to be seen whether the BJP could actually pull off these trends in their favor. And in fact, we have with us Yasir Jilani also, who is the spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Yasir ji, number kabhi udhar ja rahe hain, kabhi idhar ja rahe hain. Kya lag raha hai?
संपूर्ण रूप से भारतीय जनता पार्टी का एक एक देवतुल्य कार्यकर्ता जो है उसको विश्वास है कि दिल्ली में हमारी जीत हो चुकी है। नैतिकता के आधार पर अरविंद केजरीवाल एंड टीम हार चुकी है। जितनी बड़े बड़े दावे थे, जितना लैंडस्लाइड विक्ट्री की पिछले 34 से 48 घंटों से वो जश्न मना रहे थे, जनता ने नकार दिया है।
Over the next few minutes, we continue to track the MCD elections, the Municipal Corporation of Delhi elections. Remember, the BJP has been in power in the MCD for 15 years. This time, the Aam Aadmi Party is hoping to change that. They're hoping to wrestle away power